We are here at Formula Drift St. Louis. This is actually going to be my last round of Formula Drift this year. As you guys know, rounding out the season, doing 4 stops, sharing a season with Vaughn. I'm excited. I do like this track. It's pretty technical. Coming up, my suit a little bit smelly. Smelling an old champagne, but it just reminds me of what went down to the last round. Got the car all ready. Got the Blitz 03s in the back. We'll hop in, get ready, have some fun. We're in the chase lane first because the lead lane is super long. They actually did change the track a little bit. I'll put a photo on the screen. They made it quite a bit wider compared to previous years, which should make the track flow a lot better and should make that last transition that's kind of awkward and blind at the wall a little bit more visible. So I'm gonna head out there, go have some fun. First lap out being a chase lap, felt pretty solid. Definitely proximity was kind of far back, still figuring out placement, getting the hang of the car again. Could have done better, also could have done worse. First lead lap out actually had a little bit more difficulty. As you could tell, first zone I left a bit early, and then both the transitions, for whatever reason at this track, I'm thinking because maybe it's like a longer, shallower sweeper into a flick, I'm tapping the brakes on transition and it's just locking up the fronts. The first one wasn't that bad, the second one was really bad. But overall, just like needing to figure out where the front wheels of the car are in relation to the steering wheel. Lap 3, similar issue, not as bad, but still just having a hard time figuring out where the front wheels of the car are in relation to the steering wheel. Zone-wise, I feel pretty good, except for that one first zone where I'm just struggling to kind of stay in it. I'm gonna try pushing a little bit harder, like entering later, and also coming with a little bit more of an angle, and see if that helps on the next run. Better and better. That was definitely one of my best runs, but still, I just got to figure out how to fill that first outer zone all the way. It might be a mental thing where I'm looking at the next zone too soon, or it might just be I'm not carrying enough speed, throwing too much angle. I'm probably going to switch over to chasing for a bit, get comfortable with that, and then focus on my leads again later in the second half of practice. kind of got rolled on that lap with Rome. Realized I need to pay more attention to starting next to the person and not fall back so much. But next lap, I'm going up against Osbo, and I'm just gonna start next to him and see what happens. Great way to end practice. Felt like that was a pretty good chase. When he went into the wall, I kind of backed out a little bit, so established a little bit of gap towards the second half. But I feel really good about entering right next to him, kind of maintaining my proximity in that zone. Transitions, I'm still not feeling super confident with the car, so I got to figure that out. But I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm putting the car where it needs to be. Just got to clean it up and get a little bit more consistent. After continuing to struggle with the front end of this car, I asked the team to check the toe, and indeed one of the tie rods was bent, possibly from the burnout box, which puts a lot of load on the front end. It was like an inch out of spec, so hopefully that fix now, the front end feeling will come back, and I can just do a lap, and everything will be good.
Stepping out of his comfort zone, going from an S chassis, which he loves, over to this, developed, real hardcore, Ford, obviously sponsored team, Adam LZ. It'd be great to see him. He's got a lot of confidence in his corner, whipping this Ford Mustang in that first outside zone, getting the win in Jersey, back to back from RTR, and now comes into that third outside zone. I mean, look at that. He's just got that gas pedal zip tied down. Little hesitation, little glitchy there on that last outside zone initiation. You saw him kind of coming in and little hiccups here and there, and then jumped on in. So overall, though, again, hats off to Adam LZ. Really cool. Happy for him, and that's just got to be just such a cool feather in his cap to prove that, look, I'm not just a YouTuber, I'm not just a content creator, I'm a driver, I'm a pilot, and now I'm a winner.
Yeah, I think it's partly because he doesn't have all the stress of really running a full season, so he's kind of casual, like Vaughn came into that round in Atlanta. Yeah. We watch him here, so he gets a little bit off of the outer zone 2 there, where he came off, and then through here, just a slight adjustment in angle to get him out there to it, but he does a decent job of filling outer zone 3, and right here, like you mentioned, just a slight hesitation, but comes off the outer zone 2. So again, he does a good job getting into the zone, but he's just leaving them a little bit early, so he's losing some points there.
Great to angle, throwing it up to the wall, transitions, all that, just the unknown, like what? No way. Well, an 81, so you can see some X Factor points, 3, 1, and 0 from Chris Yule, but an 81 overall.
Yeah.
The good news is the car feels amazing now. It feels like it does what I expect it to do, and on transitions, I don't need to be fumbling with the wheel so much. Bad news is I came up a little bit short. I actually haven't watched the video yet, but just my mind tells me I came up a little bit short on zones. I felt really good about my smoothness, my fluidity, but proximity to zones I could have done better. It's like an 81. I'm not gonna need to run again. Could I have done much better? Yes, but I'm glad that I didn't go try to send it too hard, go flying off track, and then put myself in a worse position. So the strategy paid off, and now I have a car that feels amazing. So going into tomorrow practice, I'm ready to run some dudes over. Colette's getting dropped off by an Uber, so I thought it'd be funny to go pick her up with a Mustang. course, it's the one time too where they actually let you get dropped off inside the track. I thought it was gonna be clutch because I was gonna go out of the track with the race car, pick you up, and they wouldn't check your ID because it's a race car.
Thanks for the ride.
Come on.
And special delivery.
5-star Uber.
The one time the security is gonna actually let her all the way in.
What?
They let the Uber driver all the way in.
No, no way.
Yeah.
Damn, they don't care at all this round.
Well, okay, to be fair, he was pushing it in. And I'm pretty sure I saw somebody kind of waving us down and we just went forward.
Calm day. I know the alignment's good now. In the chase lane, ready to run some doors over. Feel pretty good about the lead. Got to get into a few of the hairy scenarios in the chase, just so I can figure out what to do when I'm too close, too far, yada yada. I'm gonna use practice for that. Go into top 32, have some fun. Chasing Chelsea, I gave a little bit too much space on entry and also had a bit of a hesitation in outer 2 that cost me all of outer 3. Going into the next practice lap, my focus is going to be entering closer and positioning my car so I can just fire right through, no hesitation through outer 2. Well, I felt like I did exactly what I wanted to do. A little bit too inside on the outer 1, telling me that I need to flick a little bit more and like kind of get a little more juice going to the deeper area. And then outer 2, I felt like I was positioned great, but one of the clutch kicks seems to have broken an axle or a diff. So the guys are changing that. We're gonna miss a little bit of practice, but they should be able to get it swapped out quick. I wish I was able to film it when I was in the car, but on that broken axle diff scenario, the whole subframe actually had to come out the car, so I did end up missing most of practice. I got 2 okay chases, 2 okay leads. Definitely not where I want to be sitting going in a competition, but I feel like I was able to learn from each lap that I did and be able to apply to do things better. Last lap felt pretty much perfect. I just needed to dial back entry a little bit. With the new subframe, the handbrake felt a little bit different. My timing was a little bit thrown off and I was entering a little bit too late. So gotta clean that up when I lead field and do the same thing on the other corners because those felt great. And I think we're sitting pretty good, so have some fun and do the thing.
Adam LZ and Matt Field. Adam LZ qualifying 12th, out qualifying a current points leader, but keep in mind, Adam LZ has some momentum, has a lot of confidence in his corner in that Mustang RTR because he got the win most recently in New Jersey. That track suited him really well. I think this is another track that he could do well at. You know, New Jersey, a lot of outside zones, very fluid, it's flat, no big banks. 4 outside zones, no inside clips. So he could do really, really well here. But again, a lot of confidence there for Adam LZ coming here into St. Louis. But he's going again against our #1 points leader, our winner in Long Beach. So, yeah.
Well, that's an important thing you just pointed out. They both won a round this season so far, so they're both very capable competitors, and they're going up against each other right now, and they're big V8 American cars, so this should be very interesting to watch.
This should be a lot of fun to watch here. Adam LZ will lead in that RTR Spec 5 FD. Matt Field giving chase. He's in that Borla exhaust, Heat Wave Visual Lean Customs.
super shaky behind you. You ready for notes on field?
Ready for notes on field. I had a real big mistake. I pulled the handbrake in outer zone 2. They're probably going to dock me heavy for that. So I'm going to need to do like the most badass chase imaginable, I assume.
Yep. He was giving you pretty much a car and a half the entire track, but super wavy with low angle. Yeah. Give him a really good chase. He's even with you on speeds. Just a hair slower than you on the run-up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the time when I go all out in the chase if I want to win, correct?
Yes, you are exactly right. He flicked from mid-track in the handbrake at the 3-cone. Be ready for it.
And here we go with the blazing white forged stars with the GT radials wrapped around them. Let's see what we got here. Adam LZ leads the run, goes into that first outside zone, and look at that, applying the pressure. The beast from the Bay, leaving no room for error in that second outside zone. Look at the angle from Adam LZ. Matt Field not backing down, not giving him any room to breathe. Into that third outside zone. How are they going to manage this in the last outside zone? Both of them flicking in there. Really well done. Again, aggressive, man. Here we are in the 32. Adam LZ, who, you know, can't really go for a championship. This is last event of the 4 that he's going to do this year.
Yeah. Great initiation by both drivers. You can see that right there, LZ did drop that tire, and I think it maybe slowed him down slightly, but you can see in the chase position that maybe Field was affected by it because his zone 2 was not great in the chase position there. Field does get back on the line and matches what LZ's doing through the majority of the course, but it's right here in zone 1. Yeah, that could be due to LZ being off track and potentially slowing down a little bit and threw Matt Field off in that section. That is a possibility, but Field did get back on it and get back to the right line. Not super close in proximity, but was mimicking pretty much what LZ was doing. So that outside zone 1 is going to be causing some problems. It already has caused some big problems for a couple of drivers, and I think it's going to continue to do so. You just got to keep that car on the track. Once you throw it in, the thing there is it's very difficult to gauge the grip level. You know, as you throw it in, you're trying to, we try to get this out of the drivers, but they always try to get away from the chase drivers. So if they can go a little bit faster and be right on the edge, sometimes they push a little too much. They go a little bit too fast and they drop that tire, and it's always going to start rearing its head as we get further into competition here.
Side-by-side to make sure the dividend is correct, but I think it's probably going to be an OMP.
Yeah, I don't know what the f is going on in my head, but I'm just making some dumb mistakes. In my chase, handbraking in outer zone 2, and then in my lead, I like handbraked while I wasn't clutched in on entry, and somehow still saved it, but like that entry was trash. I don't know what's up with me, but I'm just not focused.
Your head, bud. You know how to do it. All right. The areas where you were focused were pretty baller. Yeah, the biggest mistake in the chase I saw there was this entry, like a late e-brake, so I don't know if that e-brake is obviously feeling different. But dude, where y'all are saddled and y'all are chasing and running, you're looking really good.
Yeah, kind of outkick your coverage. Don't overcook it, as we say, but keep it on the track, keep it with good angle. And I'll tell you what, Matt Field, watch this. I think he's going to go for it really big. He knows that LZ has it under the hood of the RTR and in the cockpit. Now in that second outside zone, good flick, really good and fluid by both the drivers in outside zone 3. How's Matt Field going to manage? Really close to that wall, little shimming there from Adam LZ in that chase position. Matt Field running right to the edge of the track. Man, we are splitting hairs here, and this is showing that the cars are coming alive. They figured it out. Like I said, man and machine are in synchronicity. Great job by both the drivers on this battle here in the 32.
Yes. Matt Field definitely more accurate here in outside zone 1. Look at where he is on the edge of the track. In the chase, LZ not as deep as Field was, taking advantage of that slight compromise of being inside a little bit there, but manages to do better in the proximity game than Matt did in his chase. But LZ has the benefit of a really solid lead run. What happened in the first run with LZ dropping a tire and potentially throwing Matt off could affect him pretty seriously, but that's going to be up to the other judges to decide on their own. You know, my opinion is my own for my decision. But I really like where Field did in the lead here. He poured on a little bit of angle there at the end of zone 1 and got himself into a big flick for outside zone number 4. So from 3 to 4, really great job by both drivers. LZ did have good proximity and mimic throughout the run, but again, he had the benefit of a really clean lead run.
All right, waiting for the verdict. Sopa looking, and you know what's looking on right now? Odi Bakshis, because whoever wins goes against Odi Bakshis. So there we are in the pits, analyzing the run, seeing, you have your spotter, which Odi has his wife, Amy, but again, the Bakshis camp has a lot of knowledge with the track. Think about Ben Hobson, just one pro spec. That's who's on his team. Simon Olsen, he's here in pro, so they're going to have a lot of feedback.
I was happy about my patience through outer 2 and being able to stay with him. I kind of purposely let him pull away a little bit on the inside, like in the beginning of outer zone 2. That way I could have a good run on it. So we'll see what the judges say.
A lot of insight on this track. So slide him left for LZ or right for Matt Field, and Matt Field gets the victory unanimously. Now, Ryan, again, Adam LZ, great effort there, going against the points leader. What were the standout elements to make it unanimous, or why did he get it? Was it by great measure, or was it by a hair? What was the deciding factor for you?
It really came down to LZ dropping a tire in zone 1 with a lot of angle and slowing down and not giving Matt Field the opportunity to chase. That completely ruined Matt's chase run. And you can't put the other errors that Matt made beyond that on Matt, because he was trying to adapt after getting choked up in the lead position. Now, when Matt got in the lead, he did a phenomenal job, and of course LZ's going to have a good chase. He's got an amazing lead. Now, LZ did miss a bit of outside zone 1 in his chase, so he didn't do a perfect job while he did a great job. So it goes to Matt because of the error that LZ made. That big error caused a big kind of disturbance, let's say, in the run. So.
A disturbance in the force.
Yes.
Overall, I'm pretty actually unhappy with that run. I, for whatever reason, feel like I was not focused. And my lead wasn't terrible. I dropped the tire again, which I don't know why I started doing that all of a sudden. Maybe I'm just going a little too fast. And then weird handbrake in the middle of outer zone 2. I don't know what I was thinking or why I did that. And then in the chase too, just doing weird things. Like I handbraked behind when I entered and didn't push the clutch in. So for whatever reason, my focus just wasn't there. It sucks. I felt like it was almost close enough to be one more time. I'm happy given the circumstances and given the limited practice that I had, but I think the biggest thing I've learned from like the New Jersey event and this event is I'm not like a lot of these guys that can just go out with a few laps of practice. I'm not the only one that had car issues and go throw down a heater. I really need to build the repetition, especially on tracks that I don't feel super comfortable on. Just to get those weird things out of my system so I can start to drive in my subconscious. Because I'm thinking too much, I think, and maybe that's why I'm not focused. But it's a bummer. I haven't watched it run yet. I'm going to watch it and see how it looks, but it definitely could have been worse, that's for sure. I've had some not so great things at this track. I remember the first time I went up against Osbo, I entered too deep compared to him. He was a little inside, and then I got smoked out and wound up transitioning way off course. So, given the context of the run, I'm happy, but definitely being my last round of FD, I was planning to win, so not stoked about losing. After reviewing the footage from the outside, I'm actually not as hard on myself anymore because I feel like the mistakes I made were so minimal. I think, apart from the tire drop, I think that I did a better job almost everywhere. Definitely some mistakes still, but I definitely don't feel like I lost. Unfortunately, there's nothing that's really protestable, so I can put the camera down. I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who's with the Mustache One.
Right. Well, I am moving in. Hi, Colette. Adam LZ, your last round of the 2023 season, and for all the fans here, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to thank everybody. What would you like to tell everyone?
Yeah, I'm super appreciative of this opportunity overall. Coming into the season,
I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do Formula Drift because of scheduling things. So a massive thank you to Vaughn for being willing and open to do this whole half season thing, because if he wasn't willing to do this, I probably wouldn't be here this year. And for me, in Formula Drift, one of my biggest goals was to win a round, and I was finally able to do that in New Jersey. So for my Formula Drift career, let's say, this was a huge season that probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Vaughn and the team being willing to accommodate. So I'm super thankful. Bummed we didn't send Field home in the trailer, but you know, someone else will.
And can you tell us what your plans are going to be for next year, or is that too early?
Yeah, I won't. I honestly don't know yet. So, yeah.
Adam, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for showing up and always giving your best. It's been a joy to watch you. And again, congratulations. Winning his first round in Englishtown. Congrats for that.
Thank you.
Adam, thanks. Guys.
Thank you, Lorette. I don't know yet, right? That just seems like the simple answer there, but I know the LZ World Tour continues. I believe they're heading over to Ireland here, so I'd love to partake in one of those. So.
Definitely sad saying goodbye to the team. Not really goodbye, more of a see you later. I'm still doing some stuff with RTR later this year, even though I'm not driving FD any more rounds. I'll be at Mustang Week, I will be at SEMA, and I will be at Holly Ford Fest with the team. As for what my plans are for next year,
Nope, don't tell them. The people aren't ready to know the plans for next year, so
I'll be completely transparent. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
There's a lot of different possibilities in life. Some that have to do with FD and some that don't. And it's just gonna take some evaluating, but there's no secrets because there's nothing that's been decided yet. But this has been a really good season, and I've had a lot of fun with the team. Driving, not driving, it's always a good time here, and I'm stoked to call these dudes my friends. And it's been awesome being able to be on a team with James and Chelsea and learn so frickin' much. And I still think this is just the beginning, but the beginning. Yeah, whatever's in that salad smells strong as f***. Holy shit. It is gnarly.
Just some fresh beets.
It smells like onions as heck in here. Alright, I'm gonna close out the video now. We got a long... Actually, we don't have a long drive and we don't have a long...
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I didn't do anything to be proud of.
Yes, you did. You see the way you be whipping that stain? You be whipping the stain now. You be whipping the stain, yo. I'm so proud of him.
I'll see you guys soon.
Excellent job, man. That was a really good battle. An excellent year, too. It was a massive improvement year for you. And I'm glad that I could be here to help you do it. Thank you for having me up here and helping you out. Hope to see you back here next year.